This is a continuation to a video found on the main channel for no good reason, which will be called Digitally Dead, or I might change it because I'm a schmuck. Feel free to go check that out before this. Godspeed. And that was your whole point. Again, as I've said before, as I said earlier, you're in love with destroying and kneecapping yourself, and you said there shouldn't be authorities. People are paying for your rants, and people are paying for your analysis because you're an authority. If you were a nobody, you wouldn't have any of this shit. If you convince people, if you work hard at it, if you if you delineate it and make it harder and harder to look at you, and you put the wrong things on your main, let's say you're only getting 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. That gets halved by the end of the month because you watered it down more. That money on your Patreon will go less. Those rants aren't just going to sustain themselves just because you'll certainly have people who will remember you for the old shit. But yeah, the WWF or the WWE is the perfect analogy here. You will make it harder and harder for the old class to hold on. And again, on your main channel, you had a video that said, hurry up and get good at losing, or something along those lines. I think it's good that people, including you and anyone else watching, that people should go out there and experiment. But I think, as he'll explain in the video, he's throwing away what's bringing in the money. What's bringing in, what was it, 4,000? Yeah, 4,800, right? 4,800. That's a hell of a thing to toy with, as crazy as you suggest later on.
And it happened because I just simply wasn't making enough content. YouTube's algorithms have changed considerably over time. It favors frequency. It favors people who have had a hit, and it will keep pushing their...
Hold it. Now, it's not to say that basically if you can grind out fucking shit on a regular basis, like a Review Tech USA, and I like Rich. Rich is like easy, the height of easy disposable garbage. Holy shit. I say that from a place of love. But yours is not the kind of content that you'll never be Rich. You'll never be Review Tech USA, Digi. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that is Digi After Dark, but there's those pearls of wisdom that got you to that point. I don't think that that'll sustain without the base, but, you know, I guess time will see.
Other videos surrounding that hit. Last summer, I started making a video every day for the month of August. I covered obscure topics, popular topics, all kinds of topics. For the most part, the view counts were pretty low up until the moment I made Dear Crunchyroll Stop. That video just so happened to blossom and explode.
That's true. That I even piggybacked onto that one a bit, but yeah, Digi's video, let's hunt that bitch down. I'm pretty sure that one went viral. That did like 1 million or so. Let's take a look. Let's see. I think it's a bit more up. You know what? We're doing this the hard way. There we are, 1.2, 9 months ago. So let's do the hunting from here. There it is. Somewhat. Crunchyroll sect effective. Some of these did. Didn't seem like not much from before. Yeah, that was decent. That was decent. Everything afterwards. Let's see, maybe that's his point. Crunchyroll, Classic Pokemon Dark. I know he squeezed that one more time. Kinda, sorta, but not everything. Meaning the content has to kinda be it. I'm assuming this is Sword Art Online. And by the time that, let's say, 2 months later. Yeah, 2 months later well, not even entirely 2 months later. That's kinda, sorta true, but not exactly.
It got over 1 million views. It blew up really big, and in the wake of that, all the videos I made afterwards also got a lot of views. And that continued happening until I slowed down again. Until I stopped making as many videos, as catchy of topics. As soon as there was a month where I made nothing but Steins Gate videos and a significant amount of my subscriber base who didn't care about those videos.
Now, if I remember correctly, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get this one wrong, I think he covered Steins Gate because there was something else that was popular that he was like, oh, it's kind of like Steins Gate, so I'll just cover that instead. Yes, taking time off will absolutely fuck you. I've had a combination of being sick and taking breaks and getting distracted by things, and now I'm getting back into the swing of things, so it's an uphill battle. And there was a period of time where I think I was averaging between 3,000 and 4,000 a video. Now it's a struggle to hit like 2K. Holy crap. You're not guaranteed that it'll come back as easy as all that. And again, there is the fact that basically they're like, oh yeah, Digi's analysis, like there are channels, like there's like a DSP gaming where, you know, people will show up no matter what because you can think this person's an asshole and people will continue to show up. But Digi's analysis isn't one of those things where you can necessarily point to and laugh. You can sit there and go through its inconsistencies. There's a channel called What that does that. But it's not the same level of like cult-like following of like watching someone drop their pants or jerk off in a stream like a DSP gaming. If you're waiting for a man like this to fail, you won't find it in what he would consider his greatest work. I might find it on Digi After Dark though. Isn't that funny and ironic?
Wasn't watching them, the algorithmically, the channel died again. The Log Horizon videos did about just as well as those, and nothing has done well since then, regardless of subject matter, regardless of anything. The only way that I think my channel can get big again, the way it was before, would be if I once again had a viral hit that once again managed to cause the next string of videos to be, to blow up. But the fact of the matter is that the way
they'll have to be somewhat related. If I noticed for the Crunchyroll thing, they seemed like they were somewhat the videos around Crunchyroll, which is why I don't think I'm making a surprise to you to tell you, oh look, yeah, there's obviously some trickle over on some of the more popular videos, but when you seem to kind of descent away from those things, they sort of peter out here. Oh, there's the Steins Gate that he was alluding to. Jesus Christ. You think you would have called it a day there? Where did it really dip? Okay, so about 4 months back. 23, 34, and I don't think he ever got back out of that funk. Well, there was a brief peak. Christ.
I've done the main channel, the way I think about the content on there, that it's just one type of content, I don't make that type of content enough. I don't make it enough to keep the channel alive because it's not sustainable to make that type of content.
Not sustainable. Not sustainable enough. No way you could possibly ever make enough money or get enough views making that kind of content.
Enough. The type of content that I've, prided myself on providing on that channel was always something that took a little bit longer. And it was proven to me as of 2018 that you can't have that much space between videos anymore on YouTube. You can't have that much space between successful videos because...
Okay, one more time. Specifically, space between. Okay. 4 weeks, 1 month. 1 month. There's a... you know what? Maybe I'm giving Eye Patch Wolf too much. See, there's a dip here. There's at least a month dip without even clicking on it. You can see that there's fucking... you'd have to have 30 days. Or, we'll roughly say 30 days. Smack me in the comments down below if I'm just completely outside my mind here. So, 2 videos in 1 month, right? Does that seem fair? 1 video here. Let's look at Digi's uploads. Steins Gate, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, no, his he definitely was uploading faster than Super Eye Patch Wolf. So that's not exactly true, Digi.
YouTube won't even push your shit to your own fucking subscribers. I get people telling me they're not getting my videos plenty of the time. So
Now, it is possible that might be your friends or your fans just be like being nice because they remember you being cool and good once upon a time ago. I remember in one of your streams, when I was hanging out with What the What, that is soured. Won't go into that right now. One of his people pointed out how you basically said, I'm not going to bother watching the pedantic romantics work anymore. I know he worships me, or she worships me like a god, but lol, fuck that person. Lol. Yeah. Sat there and like assing off in one of your fucking Let's Play streams with your brother having you're being a smug dick. And I think that does eventually wear people down, Digi. I don't think it's the algorithm. It's you. It's you from being a titanic ass. Then again, you might be able to get over this and you'll get the last laugh on me.
the only sensible solution here is that the main channel just needs to be flooded with shit again. And it doesn't...
Okay. I don't think that'll necessarily hurt the main channel, per se, but I think it might hurt the side. I understand that there's... let's look at Digi After Dark for a minute, shall we? Part of the joy is like kind of like poking through after watching a rant and just kind of like looking through, and none of the rants really do like super amazing, but they kind of cover everything. There is like a who's who, a what's what of any old crazy crap bullshit here, ranting about depression and suicide. Poor man's Mumkey Jones basically ranting about In Defense of Vanilla, ranting about Gojira. Like I'm assuming when he talks about like getting it on the main channel here, artsy fartsy whirling dervish podcast, that he thinks he can throw, I don't know, my top 100 albums, that maybe his gold will do better on the main channel. It might, or it also might encourage people who are like, why am I going to pay $15 for a rant that isn't going to get views? Because, I mean, look at it this way. Smaller channels, like my stupid ass, are dying to get like a couple thousand views. And there's a chance that with the right rant and the right topic, let's see, 3K, 5K, to get a couple thousand people to listen to your dumb ass. And it's coming from someone who's a bit of a wordsmith, at least I think it would be fair to say that Digi is an S-class bullshitter. And to have a S-class bullshitter talk about what the fuck you want to, that's worth $15.
matter what kind of stuff it is, because the people who are subscribed aren't watching anyways. If I'm getting 20,000 views when I have 370,000 subscribers, it means that I don't give a shit about what that subscriber base may or may not care about, because they're not watching anyways. So the After Dark channel, which pulls much better numbers by comparison, which pulls averages like 10,000 views when it has...
It does so by virtue of it being a garbage fire.
70,000 subscribers, is currently being weighed down by the rant hole videos.
It's doing better because of the rant hole videos. I also understand that, yes, that Digi After Dark is the kind of channel that will likely hit subscriber burn within a month. The fact that I still get notifications from there at all is a tribute that I at least watch probably 2 to 3 videos a month, that I go back and peek, and even after I haven't like thought, do I really want to go back? And then I'll go back and I'll watch a handful more and I'll get back into the swing of it. Because for like a Digi analysis video, I'm like, do I really want to think right now? It's like when I'll be talking to like a friend or something like that. They know who they are, especially when I said they. That's a big tip. Do you want to watch an anime? And I'm like, I just want to watch American Dad. I just want to have a chuckle. That's what the rants videos are. They're easy, digestible. It's a Family Guy. It's an American Dad. It's a Simpsons episode that you could just sit down and veg out. Now, if you really want to think about it, you can, but there's not really too much to it, is there?
and I was reluctant to try to make a new channel for the rant hole because I knew that nobody would watch it. I knew
That's exactly it, Digi. No one would watch it, and no one would pay to go into a channel for just that. It's all everything after Digi After Dark. Now you could probably sneak a couple things over there to the main channel, and I don't see why, if you were going to do that, why you would even bother with this video. There's something I particularly all you would have to say if anyone asks you about it in the comments section, or if you even wanted to bother. You felt very strongly and you wanted to put this over there and give it a shot, and I almost, I don't know, I've argued about this in my head, and I'm like, that's hypocritical to say maybe you shouldn't say something. Because then you sat there and said put it up on both channels. I don't know, this is such a tricky one. It's so damn interesting to see where this goes. I got excited to see fucking someone put their balls in a wheelbarrow, to the extent that this sounds like that, you know, you're literally looking at your main channel and going, alright, I'm just gonna fucking lose my mind and I'm gonna fucking go for it.
that the rants videos would do better on this channel.
Like think about that for a minute. Imagine if, like, if Spoonie fucking had that kind of mentality. Imagine if Mundane Matt fucking looked up and said, I just don't give a fuck anymore. I'm just gonna go balls out. You'd be at least curious.
And they do make me a lot of ad revenue, but it hurts the channel's ability to grow because people come and they just see an endless wall of shit. Too much stuff's coming out all the time, and the great videos that I make get drowned out by the rant holes. That's really the biggest problem for me, is that you go to the videos page and, you know, I've made...
And he's grown to hate the thing that's making him successful, the rant holes. You... Jesus. How would I do this? Here's a suggestion, Digi. Swear to God. If you're Digi's fan, clip this small part here. Raise the tier. Raise the tier on the rants, Digi. Trust me on this one. Make it a $50 tier. For $50, 10 slots max. Or maybe even 100. I will put your rant on the main channel. Trust me on this one. People will want to be like, well, people will tune in for a chance to hear the crazy shit come out of your mouth. I mean, I've seen some rants that are kind of lazy, and I understand that, but if you do pick those, make that there's something that you can kind of say prolific and off the cuff. But the rants are why you're still having success. Stop fighting them.
3 Whirling Dervish podcasts about a week and a half to 2 weeks apart, and they are, you know, 90 videos apart from each other. So
it's a podcast, Digi. Podcasts are what people do, that diehard fans show up for when they get done with your regular content, and they're like, oh, God, I sure wish I could hear the rest of this shit. And I'll be honest, I did find Jesse Wood via yours and his podcast way back in the day, but I'm an ass backwards outlier. I understand that. Let's take a look. What the hell were those called again? Whirling Dervish podcast. Gay ops. Like, I don't even know. Is that you and Jesse? Is that it? Let's take a quick peek.
God fucking damn, they were...
Okay, let's see.
We're not kidding with the old adage, gaze not for too long into the uncharted, for then you shall become it. Because I've been playing the Uncharted games all fucking week. I just beat Uncharted 4, and then my life immediately became Uncharted while the credits was still rolling, while the jun. It's a 45-mile-an-hour road. So I'm kind of speeding up a little.
So from what I can tell, it's just you. It is pretty high-powered. I don't know. I have a hard time getting behind a one-man podcast. I just like at least having 2 people bouncing off one another. I understand you start having too many assholes in there, it becomes a cluttered mess. I'm one to speak, but yeah, I was thinking of, procrastinators. Let's get back to it.
Fuck it. After Dark channel's gonna be the rant hole, and the main channel's gonna be Digibro. If I make a video of any substance at all, it's going on the Digibro channel. If I make a rant, it's going on this channel. And anything I do that
I am interested in anyone down below who would like to make a bet with me on this topic. that will probably be the fact that he's overly doing it like that. Anything. No, you have to. This is your breadwinner. You better find something else to lure people to Digi After Dark. It probably won't bite you in the ass immediately. People won't pick up on it. The there is the fact that it's kind of the dual-edged sort of. It's cool to tell people to head over to the main channel, but the patrons might take notice and going, do I really want to be on a fucking channel where diminishing? Like, do you think those people would really pay you if they thought that the rants would only bring in, I don't know, like 100 views, 500 views? It's those gems that are hidden amongst there that get people the hopes that maybe their idea inspired Digi to say something that was mildly prolific.
maybe I think would be too controversial for the main channel, or if I, would rather hide it and not try to draw attention to it if it's a video that maybe is made just for fun, just for a laugh, that I don't really want to draw as much attention to it as possible. Maybe I'll post it here, which is kind of what this channel started as. Like, it was...
Yep, that's exactly, that's where I started off. I believe it was called Dreamcatcher at the time. I eventually changed the channel name to No Children. It's also known as Fan Frenzy. I just switched it over to fucking podcasts now. I think I've done one piece of content that was non-pod in like 6 to 8 months, where I wanted to point out the fact that I think either Mr. Medicare or Count Dankula, one or the other, owes each other $100, and I thought it was kind of interesting, and I chimed in on Sargon's election. I think, again, based off of Digi's video, Get Good at Failing. Let's see if we can even find that. Let's see, where is it? I found that one tremendously useful. I had to keep reminding myself, because that thing will definitely get you to fucking stay motivated. I hope he didn't get rid of it. Holy shit, that thing was great. Oh, why Crunchyroll? Fast as possible. Oh god, is it gone? Did he get rid of it? No. You know what? Let's go looking. Digi Bro Get Good at Failing. Oh, here it is. I was saying it wrong. Failing as fast as possible. I really recommend the shit out of this one. And you know what? I'm glad that that thing popped up. I remember watching that when hardly anybody had clicked on it. It was like 20, 30K. This is a must-see watch for anybody.
Originally more about stuff that I just didn't want, sort of the broader audience to even see it. But, that kind of content might still stay here, but it's mostly going to be the rant hole. And then everything else is just going to go on the main channel. So all you people who are like, I don't even watch the main channel anymore, I just watch
There's a weird, how do I put this, dichotomy with Digi on what to share with people and what not, because one of his strengths and weaknesses is that he overshares crap that you can find out virtually everything. I have a hard time even suggesting with that one. I think every time whenever I've ever had to try, when someone tries to do inter-inflective, like, I'm making up a bullshit word there. When people try and use analysis and they draw back to themselves, I always draw to Digi's fucking purposes, because he would talk about his life as if it were an open book, or at least bullshit. So he gave the illusion, and so many people, when they would draw from their personal experiences, that they would give you the most safest, neutered version of like a telling time, whereas Digi would sit there and share about like some greater, deeper depression off the cuff, and it would be, of all things, in a children's show. There would be no life or death situation. I guess I'm just reminiscing there.
After Dark. Well, you're watching the main channel again, because it's going to be After Dark now. That's where we're going, because I don't think anything else is going to work. I don't think it makes any sense to keep this division. People have been telling me that my dividing channels made no sense for a very long time.
I think they did for a while there. I will admit, considering the idea of having a cleaner straightforward product was probably more comparable, but having a second side channel these days, especially considering, well, no, I don't think Digi was ever any challenge of falling below what was required for monetization, and on top of seeing as how some channels do get demonetized, it's good to have a backup channel that you could, well, I don't know, I'm assuming Procrastinators uses super chats and stuff. I don't know if you do that on either of these. Getting back to it.
Have been like, I don't get why you separate all this stuff. I have a lot of content that I can just straight repost to the main channel, and I'm sure that regardless of, even if it only got, 20,000 views, it'll get so much more than it originally had, because so many people don't even know about it, because it was on, say, Digibro's turntable or something. Everything's going on the main channel. That's the way it's happening. Get ready, because shit's gonna get real.
I'll tell you what I got curious about. I want to see after this, as he put it there, that there's going to be some things too controversial to put on the main channel. I want to see what the fuck screwed up things from the guy who is, and I quote, I know he doesn't, or he said he doesn't anymore, the lolly guy doesn't want to put on his main channel. That's a fucking video I want to watch. I want to watch whatever seedy bullcrap that he just wasn't smart enough to shut up about. And that's why I'm staying on Digi After Dark. But I guess if I have to sift through the crap on the main, maybe I'll resub there. If you guys like this content down below, obviously don't forget to like, subscribe. Going to be including a BitChute link from now on. I used to think that basically including that kept the video from getting monetized, but seeing as how YouTube went all willy-nilly and making sure that, we're just going to fucking make everything on-ad friendly, I'm just going to be a dick and include that BitChute link every chance I can. We're going to shill the Patreon, Subscribe Star as well, so if you don't like Patreon because they dicked over somebody or other that you really liked, Subscribe Star is an alternative payout thing. Don't forget to check out Hateful Tate's channel on Discord Transparency. I noticed the second video, if I had to give critical feedback to Hateful Tate, if he ever sees this, is that the thing that's missing in the second video from the first is the first one has a straightforward, clear, and present villain in Raging Golden Eagle. There are two parties mentioned in the second, Discord Transparency thing, but he shows their channels, he mentions what they're into. They're not built up as, it's not felt like there's a menace here. In fact, the issues with their Discords feel more like an oops because there is some measures in place that they're bots to keep Lolacan out of those servers that just seem to slip through. Where basically if you're watching that video, you might be more inclined to be sympathetic to the people doing those servers because, one, they could be busy, two, there actually was some level and effort to try and keep the wrong kind of content out. Again, I still thought it was very well made. You should head on down there. I'll definitely include cards, and as well as there'll be end cards to that. Links down below as well. Godspeed.